Thanks for joining me again today. I am your host and author, Connor Barve. Today we're going to go over the introduction for Chapter 3, Lucet Tenebris, and let's just jump right into it. All right. And if you guys haven't noticed, this is Latin, those words, so I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to look that up, see what they kind of mean, but just kind of a little fun with it. So, in chapter 3, if you don't remember from chapter 1, Grimm had left the confines of the mansion and was actually going out to do some chores, if you will, and go kind of explore around. Now, he is actually going to be leaving the perimeter of kind of like this cutout where their mansion is on this planet is smack dab in this green inferno, and it's kind of like in a cutout area, if you will, kind of like a perimeter in the shape of a circle. He's going to be leaving that like he typically does, but he wants to attempt to go a little bit further. Now, with some of the characters that we're going to meet today, I want to kind of go over the Nagari tribe, specifically the shamans. So the Nagaris, they're terribly nasty. They're vicious and mean, even to their own kind. They prey on the weak. They produce giant monuments of rotting flesh that they consume the magic from the flesh and the corpses, and they deal magic in the name of terror. That's all they want to do is produce terror. They produce all sorts of different potions and whatnots. The most dangerous in this tribe are actually the shaman. They use their armor is of earth and grass, as you can kind of see in the picture. Very cool illustrated, by the way. I always like how the shaman looks, especially with the grassy tuff on the back of the armor, and how it kind of has these human hands, but it has this snake type head. They feed from rotting corpse. That's what they feed from, like the fumes and also the material as well. And if they're, like I said, they're mean to their own kind. They don't discriminate against anyone. They will eat their young if they get hurt. They'll eat the weak if they want. They'll use the life force from the weak and use it for their own advantages. And now we have tree. Oh, excuse me. Now we have some tree parasites. Now, along the journey here, I've added and included a ton of kind of illustrations of what the creatures might look like. And this is a tree parasite. They live and dwell within the large, giant trees. Like I said, the place is kind of surrounded by this green inferno. But these trees are literally massive. They are huge, taller than skyscrapers, kind of like in the movie Avatar. They are just giant trees, and these occupy the insides amongst other ones. But this I wanted to kind of just bring up. They produce a certain type of mucus that will actually be mentioned in the book that they use, specifically Grimm in some parts of the book, for healing powers. Now, I don't touch too much into these creatures, but they will be brought up in the future many times, and even some fun fight scenes. So, along Grimm's adventure, like I said, he's going to go somewhere today that he hasn't gone before. And this is kind of the whole point of his adventure out. He wants to go seek something different because he's trying to find solutions to. He doesn't even know his own problem. He just knows that he seeks something, right? So he finds this ominous cave opening. And he while kind of looking down in the canopy of one of those giant trees, looking down into this cave, he sees this open area, and a shimmer starts to kind of reveal itself in the darkest parts, way back in the cave. Now, along the journey down here, he may or may not come across a artifact of sorts. And of course, he may or may not be falling into a trap. You'll just have to wait and see, right? Okay. Now, near the end of this chapter, the chapter 2, we had found out that Jim was opening a portal to a place that she had only read about in her father's books and her mother's books as well, because she's trying to find a material that her mother spoke very highly of. So Jim could use this material in what she revealed to be the Great Transmutation. So this is vital to her. She has now found a reason to take her vendetta against whatever her reasons are against the universe, and that's what she seeks. Now, when she traveled through what we read about in chapter 2, when she traveled through the portal, something had come out. Well, while she was doing all of this, Grimm was actually out and about during the same time. If you could kind of imagine a timeline, Jim was going through this portal, and when she went through, he was already coming back. Kind of just show a time differential from when she was stepping through that portal. That's how much time had passed already. Well, to catch you up if you haven't, when she did go through, something came through the other side when she went through the portal. Now, he sees a mysterious beam of light that comes out. Well, he will soon find out what came out, and we will find out together what he decides to do about it. There we go. So, I will see you in chapter 3, and I will drop the audiobook here in just a little bit, and we will carry on, and we'll all find out exactly what Grimm wants to do about this said being. Thanks again, and see you in chapter 3.